Hi there, it's me, the Discounter. You can find me on Parent Nook Forums. That's www.parentnook.com/forums. Look for me in the free stuff and discounts area of the site. Today I want to talk to you about FastPass versus front of the line. Which is better? Now, before I answer that question, let me explain both first and the places that use them. We are, of course, talking about Disney theme parks and Universal theme parks, as well as Knott's Berry Farm. There could be some others, but let's talk about those for now. Disney uses what they call FastPass. You go to rides with FastPass booths, and you scan your admission ticket. This is the ticket you get when you first enter the park. The machine then dispenses a ticket with a time period or a time window on it. Example, it might say 1:45 to 2:45, and the name of the ride. This time window is meant to simulate your wait if you had stood in line. This allows you to do other things until you reach at least 1:45, anywhere up to 2:45. Then you go in a different gate and you bypass those that are already in line. And those are the people who did not get FastPass and decided to stand in line. So in theory, if you're standing in line in front of a group of teenagers and you go get a FastPass, by the time you come back, if you're in that time window, you could conceivably, in theory, get on the ride at the same time as that group of teenagers that was in front of you while you did something else besides stand in line. Okay? And most of you have seen this and know what it is and how it works. Okay? So, oh, by the way, there are no additional charges for FastPass tickets. This is part of your purchase price when you go into Disneyland and use FastPass, and that's going to come into play later. So I want to make sure I get that out there. Universal uses what they call front of the line, which allows you to go to the front of the line on any attraction or show. There is no time window. You just go to the front of the line. This will cost you extra, and it's not cheap, but you literally go in front of the line. So let's look at the highs and lows of both of these. And if you excuse me, I'm reading this as I go. So, and you can find this article without the video on Parent Nook forums as well. Here's some of the highs and lows. And these are my opinion. I have used both, and this is my opinion. Disney's FastPass, the highs. There is no extra cost, as I said. And you can do other things while you wait for your time window. Now, the FastPass lows, you're still waiting the same time period, so you haven't gained anything. Doing other things may exceed your time window. You can only do, now let me explain that by saying doing other things may exceed your time window. If what you're going to do is ride another ride, but the wait in that line takes you past that 2:45 time period, which is the one we're using an example, then your FastPass is out the window. Or if you feel it may take you past that, then you won't do it. So there's a limit to what you can do, and we'll talk about this more in a little bit. Okay? You can only do this on certain rides. Not every ride at Disney has a FastPass booth. So there are going to be times you cannot use this function. In other words, you could go to Pinocchio, the Pinocchio ride, and there's no FastPass. I believe most of the rides in Fantasyland do not have FastPass. You'll find FastPass on rides like the Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, Small World, Autotopia, your more popular rides. Even when you get on this ride, you still may have to wait for attendants to load other guests. Okay? They do not let all the FastPass people enter until the FastPass line is gone. The attendants are taught to let in so many FastPass and then let in some of the people who are standing in line. So it is possible that you could actually wait to enter the ride a little longer than what if you had stood in line. So FastPass all of a sudden isn't fast. Okay? Now let's look at some of the highs and lows of Universal's front of the line. And again, we'll talk some more about this in just a bit. No wait. You go straight to the front of the line. It's like getting cuts. It is literally like getting cuts. I have done this, and I do it almost every time. You literally go to the front of the line. Okay? The only people that are going to be in front of you are also people with these front of the line passes. And again, it's an extra cost. It's not cheap. So not everybody has it, but you do. You get to the front of the tram, the front of the rides, the front of the shows. Okay? Front of the line works on all rides, shows, and attractions. There are no limits. Okay, unlike Disneyland, with their Fast Pass, you can only use one at a time. Fast Pass, the front of the line pass at Universal is good for anything. There are no time limits. There's no time windows. You just go to the front. Other perks come with this pass as well. You might get discounts on certain foods, restaurants, novelties, pictures. Universal front of the line, the lows. There's an extra cost at the gate, and like I said, it's not cheap. And you cannot you cannot use this with other discounts. In other words, if you're getting into Universal with some kind of promo, you can't use this with it. You're going to have to pay the regular price. Personally, it's a better bargain to use Universal's front of the line, even at extra cost. You get back the cost in time. Okay, and let's just talk about more of this. I don't need to read the article anymore. Okay, the essence of this is Disney's tricking you. Okay, there is no bargain. Excuse me, it seems to be a little dark in here. Okay, there we go. Disney's tricking you. All right, Fast Pass is nothing. And if you go to www.parentnook.com, you'll see an article I've written about Disney's dupe, which is what I call a Fast Pass. Okay, Fast Pass gains you nothing. Okay, the wait for a ride is generally going to take you past your time window, so it's not going to do you any good to use a Fast Pass and go ride another ride, because it's going to take you outside of your time window. You might be able to eat lunch. Now, there is a bargain there. You might have time to eat lunch within your time window. What Disney wants you to do is they want you to go shopping. Yeah, they want you to spend money, buy their overpriced souvenirs while you're in there, because that's about all you're going to have time to do. Buy their overpriced food, which is really kind of bland. Buy their overpriced souvenirs and whatnot, because Fast Pass does not get it. It's a ploy that Disney uses to make you feel good about your wait. There's no bargain. Okay, and I know they're starting a new promo. I don't know if they're doing it at all parks, where you can actually pay a little extra and save your spot in line up to a month in advance. Now, what kind of a joke is that? Do you know what the wait's going to be 6 months from now? I don't. Do you? No, of course not. But Disney wants you to pay extra to save your spot in line? Give me a break. Okay, Universal and Knott's have a front. I have not used Knott's front of the line program. I don't know that much about it, but I have used Universal's, and I always recommend it. It is the way to go. It is literally go to the front of the line. All right. There's no gimmicks. There's no Fast Pass tickets. There's no time windows. You go to the front of the line. You get a special entrance, like in Fast Pass, but you go to the front of the line. There's like a little star, will say front of the line or whatever, or have an A. I think you get a little A. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You go to the front of the line. There's no limit on what you can use it on. It works on all shows, all attractions. You go to the front of the line. I've got to sit in the front of the tram. I go to see any of the shows, front of the Jurassic Park ride, front of the line. Okay, it works. It's worth the money. Because let me tell you, while you're going to Disneyland or one of these other places that doesn't have the front of the line, you're losing money. Because while you're sitting there waiting 40 minutes to an hour to get on a ride or see a show, that's money that's being taken out of your pocket. That's money can go on to any number of other things. You went to the park to have fun, to get the maximum amount of fun you can get for your dollar. And Disney's Fast Pass is not doing that for you. It's a trick. This is my opinion, but it's a trick to make you feel good. Okay? Whether you feel good or not, is entirely up to you about it. But again, this is a waste. All right? Disney's Fast Pass is a dupe. You're not gaining anything. The time went. They simulate your wait in line. So did you gain anything? No. You just got to do something else while you were in line. Well, what did you go do? What did you have time to do? Okay, you have time to go to the bathroom, sure. You got time to go eat, buy their overpriced bland food, maybe buy some souvenirs. It is very unlikely you will have time to ride another ride. And as I said, you can't get another Fast Pass ticket while you still have a time window open on a current one. So again, what are you going to do? Okay, pay the extra money, get the front of the line passes at Knott's or Universal. And again, I haven't used Knott's. I don't know a lot about it, but it is still a front of the line program. It's worth the extra money because you get it back in time. Using Universal's front of the line, you get more done in less time. You're not standing in line, waiting around, twiddling your thumbs. What if you need to use the bathroom? You lose your spot in line? God, I hope not after waiting 20 minutes. Okay? This is my opinion. I am the discounter, and I can be found on Parent Nook forums. Thank you. Bye-bye.